So today I wanted to talk about something quite important, I think, because when I'm looking into my comments, I see some people sometimes who are living in a state of fear, people who are praying to something that could possibly help them, possibly make them feel secure. And I want to talk about spiritual bypassing a little bit today because, especially if you are an Advaita person who is going to India, attending to satsangs, then I think there's a kind of danger there that could happen because, when you are meeting a guru, an Advaita guru, then he doesn't really care about your fears. He will tell you that they are just, appearances that are happening in consciousness and you're not them. So, and I think a lot of people are trying to have this unity experience or trying to get a sense of safety from satsang, from meditation, from becoming aware of awareness. But they seem to be stuck and now they're searching for this liberating experience for decades. And it somehow, you have glimpses, but it's never really satisfying. And I want to talk about this a little bit because I was also trying to have this unity experience because it just came to me. And then I found out that there are gurus who are talking about it, and they seem to live constantly in this state. And they just see that everything is Brahman, everything is one, there's no duality. And I also have observed that I am somehow avoiding something personal, fear. And I've also observed that a lot of people are also in the same state of fear, and they don't know it, but they're subconsciously avoiding the fears, and they hope that this sense of feeling unsafe will go away by doing a lot of satsangs, doing a lot of Advaita practices, just seeing your fears as not you, and they're just passing by. They have nothing to do with you. Now I did something. At some point when I realized that I cannot just be aware of awareness and ignore my fears, I took a piece of paper. The title is "What Am I Afraid Of?" and then I wrote it down. Because when you are totally aware of what you as a person are afraid of, as something can open up and there is a sense of safety again, because this unity experience is an experience of love, and it's an experience of your highest self. But in order to experience that, I have found through my own experiences that you can stay in this kind of unity experience only if you feel safe on a survival level. So, and sometimes we are safe on a survival level because you do get money, you do have a job, you do have four walls and a roof, you have everything you need. But the stored energy inside of you, because of your experiences as a person, tell you that there could be a danger coming in the future again. And so you are basically safe in reality as a person, as this individual expression, but the nervous system is constantly telling you that you should be aware of danger. You should be it's like this scanning, this part of your brain which is which has the function of constantly scanning the environment and scanning potential threats. That's why people have depression, panic attacks, fear. So, and I think a lot of people want to wake up from this kind of reality. It's like this software. There's this fear software inside of you, and it's constantly being aware of potential threats. and they want to become enlightened because they think enlightenment is kind of like a new software, which will make it possible for them, or maybe you, to perceive the world without this software. Just be like, everything's love, everything's one. But you cannot bypass, you cannot just be full of fear and ignore your fears and be unaware of what you're actually afraid of, and then just do satsang and bypass, and then you cannot have this new software. You have to become aware of your fears, like real, as a person, on a personal level. Become aware of what you're afraid of. And when you're doing this, then something can finally relax. And then you will have the ability to just sit with yourself without having to have a method that will, some people, I think, they want to have a method because they are unable to simply be. Because when you're just being without a method, then something will come up. You will automatically be confronted with something that you do not want to face. You say, I'm not my fear. I'm just gonna be very non-dual about it and just say that's just not me, that's not real, it's just a dream, it's just an appearance, and I'm just pure awareness and I cannot be threatened, I'm infinite. But you see, it's still kind of like a belief in the mind. The mind is believing the things that the guru is saying so that it can bypass, and it's just ignoring the real problem on the personal level. So if you have been feeling threatened by life, if you feel isolated, if you feel lonely, if you feel like problems are just constantly confronting you, and you have to kind of like feel this thing. You have to sit down and just, on a personal level, you can even use your mind to do this kind of self-inquiry on a personal level, and just ask yourself, like, what am I actually afraid of? Like, isn't this the actual reason why I want to become enlightened? I want to become enlightened because I hope that it will take away all of my fears and it will just fill me up with pure love. But you see, enlightenment is the awareness that you are awareness. So when you know that you are awareness, that does not mean that the fears that are stored in your body are just automatically just going to disappear. You are one with, you can say when you're enlightened, you're one with everything. So if there is still fear, you're still one with your fear, but it's still there. So if you are trying to have an experience of love, unity, that is like a felt sense of love, you have to confront the things inside of you that are standing in your way, and it's happening on a personal level, not on this awareness level. So you can use awareness once you have found awareness, and you can find awareness right now by asking, am I aware? So you are aware because you're aware, you're watching this video, which means you're aware. So this awareness is already totally enlightened. So once you're aware that you're aware, you can, from this perspective, look at your fears, but don't just say they're just appearances in my awareness. Look at them and ask yourself, like, what is actually behind this? Like, there is a story behind this. We go in the realm of stories now. In the realm of personal stories, this person, which is like this expression in time and space, has a story, and this nervous system is filled with like some fears here, maybe something feels like guilty there, you're ashamed about this and that, and it's like mud in your system. And when you're looking at it, and you are basically telling yourself the things that you need to hear, like, let's say, for example, when you're afraid, then what you probably need to hear, or what you need to experience, is that you are safe, that nothing could happen to you. And when you're doing this, then you can finally rest. You have a real sense of rest. And in this resting being, when you can finally rest, you're no longer doing satsang in hope that in the future, sometime, you can finally find rest. But right now, you find rest right now by telling yourself that you don't have to escape from your fears anymore. You will find real rest. And then you can finally go into a state that some people would like to call samadhi. Relax into yourself. And that's when all separation dissolve. But basically the core message of this video is don't use Advaita or the teachings of awareness, being aware of awareness. Don't use all this stuff to bypass your personal problems. And I'm not saying that you have to fix everything, just become aware of it. And you will see that these things, these let's say fears in your system, you can never feel liberated from them if you're not looking at them. You have to look at them. All right?